Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining Archangel Alts, trading with you live without a net. And if your name is Annette, I apologize. You can join us too, please do. And live without a net, what do we mean? We are not using stop loss unless there's some extreme example. We like to hodl because our way of analyzing things tends to leave us with very few positions that we do have to hold. And when we are holding them, usually they clear within a fairly short time after. We consider a successful position something that clears as soon as possible. 1 or 2 days at the most is good. But we really don't consider something a long-term hold until, after a week or two, depending on what the market is doing. We would consider that like a midterm, medium length trade, holding for about 2 weeks max. After a couple of days, we stop worrying about it as like primary circulation for stuff. We factor every single hold into the process that you will learn when you join the membership. So speaking of which, guys, please, we're trying to grow this channel. Please get the word out on Twitter, on Facebook, wherever you guys like to hang out. We're working very hard, very long hours to get this rolling. So please, if you're looking at this on YouTube, please subscribe. We will make it worth your time. You let us know what kind of things that you would like to see more of or differently, and we will try to incorporate that as long as it makes sense and it's not crazy. I don't think that I'll be able to trade upside down and that kind of stuff. But please do subscribe on YouTube and ring the bell so you get notifications. We're putting up new videos a lot, and you'll find them important to what's happening in the news and in the crypto world, like right now, all the time. And please click Join Archangel Alts by joining our community. It's going to be a live Q&A. We're going to cover more things than we cover just on YouTube, and eventually we will continue updates and news and streams. But the really exclusive stuff will be in our paid membership. In fact, you can join that right away. You get the first 3 days for free. You don't get charged unless you decide to keep going. So guys, please let the world know. Join us on YouTube, subscribe, ring the bell. Do the Archangel Alts, join the community. I will personally join you into the community once you send your email. All right, so enough said. Got some things alerting. We've got our scanner running in the background. Looks like fuel is up. We're going to check that out real quick. Usually fuel is a little bit longer play, so may not worry too much about getting it in, but we'll take a look at what it's doing. Eventually, once we scroll through stuff after 10-15 minutes or so, I'll pretty much know the 2, 3, 4, 5 things that I'll be looking at for that cycle. So this is done about 211 to 214. If it stays up there, I'm not going to try to get in. But let's see, at 91 BTC, there's 2 different ways this could go. So let's take a look real quick. I'm going to try it around 197 and just watch and see what that does. Okay, it's moving a little bit. Bitcoin is currently 3602. I'm glad that it was able to recover from going into the 3,500 range. Still, I think that we're going to see the $20 to $40 down every day or two until somebody is thinking significantly different and leading the market with a stronger voice about the smart thing to do, that if you care about crypto, don't kill it by shorting it. Yes, it is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Those who say that you don't affect it by shorting it, they don't understand economics. They understand trading a little bit, but I've watched them a lot, and they're not doing so hot. So shorting or not shorting is not really making all that big of a difference. So might as well encourage the growth of the movement of crypto the best we can. Get in and out while it's on the way up. Smart move. That does actually create liquidity, and liquidity is good for everybody. Ion, really like Ion, looking for it to make it back up about 70 points, and then it will be in the clear for the ones that we're holding. That'll be fantastic. So you can see that it had a strong up here, and it's been dropping, is kind of doing some of what Bitcoin's doing. It's pulling it down a little bit more than just a direct correlation to Bitcoin. But eventually it's going to be the right down that we can get in on. So similar to what I was just testing really quick on fuel, but I really don't think that it's going to move quick enough. We're going to just keep checking fuel. Check your fuel, don't run out check your fuel. Isn't it funny? You have fuel, and then you have Ethereum gas, and Ontology has gas. And, you know, if you have to take some Pepto, that should help. Let's see. Yeah, I think around 311. Let's see what that does. It's got 200 Bitcoin, 24-hour volume. There's a 1.3 Bitcoin, 0.86. So it's definitely leaning towards being weighted down, but then here's where they're expecting it to go. So if they can get 1.5%, that seems what the current range is shooting for. It's amazing how this stuff electronically adjusts, but you can kind of, once you learn the order book better and better, you can kind of see where there's actual people thinking about the positions they're trying to get in and how they readjust them. And then there's the stuff that actually happens just because the math of it trying to reorganize things as it goes up or down, fluctuating with Bitcoin. Very interesting stuff. Indeed. Okay, so it seems to me like it's going to be staying put for the most part. So we like to call these Morse code, and this kind of movement is binary. It just makes sense. So if we were to grab it around 321 to 323, not a bad thing. It's not going to happen right now, so we're not going to mess with it. So we are going to watch to see what the result is when we pull out of these positions. But so is there any movement in here? Wait about 5 seconds. Yep. There it goes at about 316, 17, and 20. Kind of expected. So we're going to take a look at our 24-hour highs and lows. And if this is exactly when things are going to slow down, then I'm going to keep this as a fairly short live stream and get in deeper after the go home crowd and the 6 to 9 range. We'll see what we can get in on. So come in at like 17.99. That's actually a fairly strong position right now. And ONT 17.9 is still fairly high since back here. It's about 111, but it does have some good news coming in. I'm probably not going to let it sit up there unless I see a reason to. 3600 BTC though, we're definitely going to see how that progresses. I'm not going to take the risk right now. I was thinking about it. Now I'm thinking again. Moving a little bit too quick because I'm thinking that we might want to try jumping in just after the lull. Probably going to want to try after the lull. Yeah, lots of spikes in the same place. That one's a little bit earlier. That was a little bit earlier. Steam, I really want to try to get on some more positions there. I'm hoping that it will revisit this, and if it does, then we might actually get in on it and clear. IOST made it up one more. You can see this is our one that is about to start heading into the queue for a mid-length hold, a midterm position, 1 to 2 week. We're only on the second day on that, so I'm really not too worried yet. Encash is kind of stuck around 47. What's the problem? Oh, well, you heard me? Okay. That's all right. There's a lot of green. I'm glad to see a lot of green. Of course, that's following a day where things were just doing kind of dreadful, so anything up is kind of green. That's one of the misconceptions about following the 24-hour changes, that other people have their entire strategy built around going to CoinMarketCap, looking at what is extremely high, and then trying to get in on it. Oh, that's just not the right way to do things. And most of those people, well, some of them are still on YouTube, but their subscribers are not too happy. They're telling them to hold on everything because it'll go up 200, 300%. So extremely early adopters of Bitcoin, I think, are the only ones that really got to experience that. I went from being a weirdo that paid, 1,000 Bitcoin for pizza to being a multimillionaire. Really like TNT. Big fan of TNT. Not really any particular reason. I hope that they're not a bunch of jerks because, sometimes I just avoid studying when I've not gotten stuck on any trades in certain things and enjoy trading it a lot. I kind of don't want to know the bad news yet about whether they're going to be around, but it's definitely getting that environment where it's got to be known. Binance total in the past couple months, they've delisted 9 coins, and if there's 140 up, that's pretty significant. So fortunately, we've only had a problem with 2, and we made up the loss on the first one very quickly. The market is really slow, so I don't know how long it's going to take us to make up that loss, but I don't think of those terms because we almost never get stuck. So in fact, that's 2 times that we took a loss that neither of those were our choice to do so. So freedom to the people, let us make up our own mind. If it's a bad project, give us 3 months where you do a public audit, and if they don't post to the page and respond to your concerns, then they deserve to get delisted. And we would have plenty of time and plenty of notice. Just makes logical sense. So I'm going to get out of my favorites and look at the whole market on the whole to see what is up. I think that we're going to be watching CND, possibly XLM, CND, XLM, Steam, maybe gas, although it's got to move 5 and it's only 177 BTC. So no, we're not going to be worried about gas unless something significant happens. And IOST, just because I'm rooting for it to get up there to 199 and clear. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing if it did it in a day, but we really don't have that much riding on it. I'm annoyed that I got stuck. That's just a minor annoyance overall. The XVG did 164, 165. Yeah, it's just binary. We're not going to get stuck in binary. Basic attention token, basic attention span, I like to call it, needs to do, if it were 3580, it needs to get up to about 3610-ish. I could see it doing that, so we'll possibly watch that. Definitely want to watch Everybody Loves Raven. Everybody loves Raven, says Raymond's older brother. Okay, QLC, Vibe. It's got to move about 10, but it acts more like a smaller volume coin, 36 BTC. Not quite enough. I don't think we'll be trying to get in on that one. Yo, 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 yo. Yo. D&T. Yeah, it's going to be a while before we clear those. That's one of our others. I'm not too thrilled about that. Cleared all of our signals. Very happy about that. This is a strong enough up here that I think warrants trying to get in on, so we'll keep an eye on that. INS is really low volume. Actually, that's a lot of movement for such low volume. I don't think we're going to try that one. Key, nope, just do it as a longer strategy. We'll cover all of our long strategies in the advanced stuff and in the courses. So when you join, we're going to train you on indicators. We're going to train you on the charts. You're going to learn things I promise that nobody else will show you. You're going to learn the rule of fifths and the principle of thirds. BCD I still sometimes like. I'm very, very, very cautious. Definitely not now. Definitely not now. We have one position in our browser account. I like to trade in the browser for that account. And we have some that we were right there when it fell off the cliff. That's one of our 13. Not very happy about that. Yeah. Yep, we're definitely going to keep an eye on TNT. We're going to find the right low point, see if we can get in it. If things are too slow this time around, when I come back in an hour or two, we're actually going to, just for fun, just play a lightning round. I'm not going to give any credence to what I get stuck in or not, but I'm just curious to see whether doing a rapid fire session with the VWAP, just purely looking at positions volume, looking for my trademark indicator patterns that you will be learning in the group when you join. Yes, you will. Just the paid version, once you get in there and see the information that you're going to want to get. It's only like $3 a day, and we really need to build up the subscribers, and we're putting a lot on the line to kind of shift our strategy to doing this alone quietly to getting other people involved, because we want to help the crypto market grow and stabilize and do it without the banks, without the governments, without all that stuff. So please subscribe, ring the bell, talk to us, join our community, send an email, and I will add you to the queue, add you to the general group. So yeah, we're going to cut this one short for now. We're going to come back when things have picked up a little bit. I have a feeling that it's going to be, maybe around 6 we'll try it again and do just a really long session. All right, so for now, Archangel Alt's out, and we're going to come back with you live trading without Annette. And if your name is Annette, come join us anyway. All right, Archangel Alt's out.